Kiss shot. Yeah, we're moving along. On a boat. What if we're allowed to stand up yet? I guess we'll wait till we start going straight.
Probably allowed to whenever you want, but
Probably.
not really any point yet.
We go. And it's a nice boat. Are you gonna be what's her name, Marion?
Can I be Ginger? I don't
Yes.
want to be
Oh
Marion.
yeah, be Ginger. Be Ginger. Marianne. I called her Marion. Got a nice wind going on.
Yeah.
But at least
Nice.
it's warm. Oops, okay. We probably won't see them, but that does say manatee zone. It's a little too cold in the water, he said, probably for the manatees right now, but...
So this is the tale of our castaways that came for a long, long time. They had to make the best of things. It's an uphill climb. The others come to all the always kind of best. No more fun, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, it's good to take
Go ahead. Please, just pretend I'm not here.
Here I'm feeling inside.
All right. Or something.
The remake wouldn't be good.
I want to again welcome everybody aboard the Blue Dolphin Space Coast River Tours. Captain Mark and First Mate Jim. Jeez. Be a little bumpy
That's
here
true.
for a minute until we get on the other side of that bridge. It'll be a lot calmer.
That is awesome. Isn't that
A
awesome?
little bit about the area
Yes,
here.
it is.
It's
I'm sorry, I'm getting
in
back to the
Brevard
bridge
County,
together.
Merritt Island. We just left from. This body of water we're in is Banana River. And Banana River, if you're not familiar with that, is actually not a river, it's a lagoon. So it's misnamed. It's all part of the Indian River Lagoon estuary. So within the Indian River Lagoon is the Banana River. The Indian River on the other side of Merritt Island. North of that is the Mosquito Lagoon. All part of the Indian River Lagoon estuary system. Estuaries? What are estuaries? Bodies of water separated by salt water, Atlantic Ocean, and fresh water, St. Johns River. This is a mix of both. This is about, well, half of the salt as the ocean. So it's called brackish water. Brackish, about half the salt as the ocean. 17 parts per thousand. It's fresh and salt water. And it's very shallow out here. Average depth, so about 3 to 4 feet deep. Right now we might be in 4, maybe 5 feet of water. But it's very shallow all through here.
Really,
You can walk
that
across
is
most
pretty
of this.
shallow. It's really shallow. I could stand up in this right now.
And
not
off to
die.
the right on the horizon, that's all Cape Canaveral. Horizon there. Further to the right is Cocoa Beach. All on the barrier strip of land where A1A runs north and south. Now these floats that we see scattered about, every so often we'll see some of these round styrofoam floats. Those are markers for crab traps. Crabbing's a pretty big industry here. They catch mostly blue crabs, which end up as crab cakes in most cases at the local
Delicious.
restaurants. A lot of fish on the shore and floating. That's from our recent cold spell we had. The water temperature was about 40 degrees, so it stressed out a lot of species, not to mention plants, but of course plants, animals, birds, everything got a little stressed, including us. Especially when we get that electric bill for it. But yeah, a lot of fish get stressed out. Cold water stress. This is 528, known as the beach line. And up here we got some fly fishing. No, that's just bad casting up there. About 300 species of fish. A few of the game fish. What have we got? We've got the common snook, tarpon, speckled trout, red drum.
Red rum.
There's one more. I think there's one more. Yep. Yep. Now, quite a few things to point out over here.
There's a crane over
For example, straight ahead of us on the horizon is the VAB building, Vehicle Assembly Building, up there on NASA property with the American flag on the left of it.
Oh, that's a great blue
NASA.
Great blue herring. Oh, cool. Okay.
The cranes are going to be white with black tips.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is the second largest single-use building in the world. It's huge, 525 feet tall.
Okay.
But the volume inside is enormous. It can hold 5 shuttles at once. And in the summertime, it'll rain inside the building. We get a little drizzle in there. Humidity builds up, and they'll get a little drizzle inside. Now what they'll do is bring the shuttle in there horizontally. They'll attach hardware to the sides and lift it from horizontal to vertical. Then they'll lift it up on the crawler. They'll attach the main fuel tank, the 2 solid rocket boosters, and eventually deliver it to the launch pad where it's sitting right now. Launch pad, you may ask, is, well, you see these signs in the water up ahead? And then there's a vertical power line pole there. Just to the right is a smaller, kind of a light colored building up there. Just to the right of that, it's a little hazy up there, is where the shuttle's sitting. Just that far to the right. So the shuttle's sitting there now for the February 7th launch at 4:30 something in the morning, and yes, we are going out for that. For a shuttle launch, boaters are only allowed to go up to those power lines that are going across, but still, it's a magnificent view. You sight right down the water. It's unobstructed. It's spectacular. Especially this one will be probably the last night launch in the history of the shuttle.
Really? Wow.
Over to the right there, a couple of cruise ships in. Looks like a Disney and a Carnival. Today's Thursday. That'd be the Disney Wonder and the Carnival Sensation. And to the left of that, those 2 towers on the horizon there, to the left of the Blue Bridge, are launch pads. That's 17A and B. That's where the Delta II rockets launch from. Now those are the closest launch pads for viewing. Spectacular to get up close to those, only a few miles away. And a little to the left of that, that giant building is the world's largest clean room. That's a payload processing facility where they assemble the very expensive satellites that go in these rockets. And that's all Cape Canaveral Air Force Station on the horizon on the right. A number of other launch pads along there as well. Larger rockets take off from a little further north where those cluster of buildings are. You can see the white-tipped lightning rod towers on both sides of the cluster of buildings there. That's where they stand up the Atlas and larger Delta rockets for launch. Osprey right in front of us, looking for fish. Maybe if we're lucky we'll see them dive down and snag a fish. These are hawks, nicknamed fish hawks. With a few large birds that can hover in one spot. There he goes.
Oh, awesome.
Did he catch anything? Nope. Okay,
Oh, well.
She'll get up a little bit and do a shake. There it is. Yeah, these are ospreys. Very territorial birds. Really fun to watch them try to catch a fish. When they do latch on, though, they got to be careful not to latch onto a fish that's too big and heavy. They have what's called a locking mechanism on their talons. So once they lock on, they usually can't let go until they get the fish up on a branch somewhere and start to relax. Otherwise, the bird can drown. They just can't let go of the fish. It's just too heavy. And once they do get that fish out of the water, they can rotate their talons and point the fish head first. More streamlined that way. Real shallow on either side here. You can see the sandbar on the left there, and there's real shallow water on the right. That's only a couple feet deep here. We're, of course, looking for wildlife, specifically dolphin and manatee.